sorry guys, I have kids with me today and I'm trying to film the content and it's not going to be quiet, so please bear in mind when you're watching this video. Hello everybody, Larry here again, doing another cooking video for you guys. Very happy to be bringing you something that I enjoy, kind of a quick and go-to recipe. It is shredded beef done in an Instapot. So you can do this a number of different ways. You can do this in a crock pot as well, which is going to take a little bit longer. But the recipe is going to stay about the same. So essentially what you're going to do is that you're going to take some beef, some relatively lean beef. Today I think I'm using a top round sirloin that I've gotten from Costco. And what we're going to do is that, well, I'll walk you through the steps, but the first thing you want to do is that you want to have your beef already cut up, like I have right here. So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of top sirloin already cut up, ready to go. I have another 2 pieces that I thawed out a couple of days ago inside, excuse me, inside of the refrigerator. So what we're going to do first is that we're going to get these out and we're going to saute them. So stay tuned guys and you'll see how this recipe goes down. And yes, you will hear kids in the background. Okay, first thing we want to do is that we want to saute our meat. So we turn it on, put the setting on the Instapot on saute, and then just simply put the meat inside. So what you want to make sure that you do is that you just kind of separate the meat and make sure that it's kind of flat on its side or its bottom. So now that we got that on, you see the meat that's in there. And then what you want to do is that you just want to season it up as it is sauteing throughout the Instapot. And the next thing you want to do, I used adobo seasoning. If you didn't notice, you want to get you some beef stock. You want to get that poured up in there. For this, I used the majority of the container. I had a pretty decent amount of beef in there and I really wanted it to break apart pretty easy, so we did that. Next seasoning is that we got some garlic powder, the great value kind from Walmart. We're going to be liberal in our seasonings here. We're just going to go ahead and sprinkle that in. A little chipotle powder. You want to go light on that, very light, because chipotle has a big kick to it, so not too much there. Then we get the Weber dry rub, the original kind, and we're just going to spray that real liberally up in there. Get all up in there and make sure that we coat the entire beef stock and all the steak with some original and twice on Sunday. Then the next thing you want to do, you want to just go ahead and put that cooker top on there, get it all so it can get all nice and pressurized. Make sure that you have it on pressure. And then you just want to have your timer set. We set it for 17, good to go. Next thing I did is that I wanted to bust out the Tomahawk steak, seeing as that we got a little bit of a 2-part video here. So got these at Walmart, which actually, they're not bad quality at all. So got one for me and my wife. I'm gonna go ahead and season these bad boys up. Now for hers, for both of ours, I coated them both. Started off with a little pink Himalayan sea salt just to get it all around the steak, give it a nice little bit of a salty flavor. And then when you coat one side, just flip it over, coat the other. Don't need a whole lot. It may look like a whole lot, but trust me, it's not. That's a pretty big steak. So for hers, she likes the original seasoning. So again, using it liberally, coating it on both sides, coating it on the side as well. You just want to make sure that you get it all around the steak so it has a nice crust when you take it off of the grill. She likes hers on the grill and then finished off in the oven, which I have no qualms about, but for me, I just like mine straight up on the grill, put it on a 2-zone, but we'll get into that later. And for right here, this is mine. I'm using Fire and Smoke Society's black and tan seasoning. Ironically, it's pretty thick to come out, so you definitely got to put some elbow grease into it to get it out. It's got a nice robust flavor, very peppery, some rosemary, some garlic. It's just really, really good. So I'm using a liberal amount on here, on both sides, and is going to give it a nice crust, because the way I do mine is that I sear mine and then I take it off of direct heat. I sear it a little bit longer than normal. So I put it on the direct heat, and then the next thing that I do is that I just leave it off the direct heat and leave it on the smoker. Oh, I leave it on there for a couple of hours. Well, actually not a couple of hours, basically until the fire damn near dies out. So then what you want to do is that when you get done seasoning them up, just wrap them in some aluminum foil. Now, I know for the experts it looks like a struggle bus, but I assure you, for my purposes and the way that I wanted it done, and the way that my wife likes it done, this was very, very suitable. So hey, sorry, not an expert on the whole grilling thing, but trying, doing my best. And you know, everyone has their own little niche when it comes to doing grilling. So wrap those up in aluminum foil, let them sit inside the refrigerator for a couple of hours. At this point it was in the morning, so it worked out pretty well. Now all we're doing is that we're just waiting for this bad boy to hit 0, and as it does, the meat is just gonna be able to be broken apart super, super, super easy. Now, something that a lot of people don't do that they should do is that they need to naturally let the air out of their chamber without that so much. A little spit right there from it. So you want to make sure that you vent after you let it sit for a minute, the air naturally come out. And once you do all that, man, you just break it apart. It just really, it comes out good and tender when you do it right. As you can see, the beef stock is all seasoned up in there. All the juices are there. All the seasonings are in the meat. If you want to season up the meat and leave it in the beef stock for just about a half hour, that works well too. But as you can see, it's not overcooked. It's really, really good, and it's a great way to get red meat into your diet. A great way to get red meat inside of a meal. So let's check on these tomahawks while we're at it. And this is how one of the tomahawk steaks that I made looks. As you can see, I've been kind of eating off of it. Turned out really good, nice and flavorful. I used this rub by Fire and Smoke Society, black and tan. Got a nice little crust there, and man, it's good. So loved how today's meals turned out. All right, so there we go. A couple meals made, last about a day or so. Then we roll right into Thanksgiving, meals that will last for more than a couple days. Hopefully not, because I get tired of turkey real fast, very fast. So guys, that's another cooking thing that I've done today. Simple recipe that you could do. Fits your macros if you wanted to, you know, not the tomahawk. That's kind of a special thing. But if you like this, please let me know. Like, subscribe to the channel, and I will put out some more cooking stuff. But until then, thanks guys for watching. Y'all have a great day and have a happy Thanksgiving.